co-living etiquettes. We are living in a world where people share rooms, people share houses. Maybe family members are living together. Maybe two brothers have decided to move in and live together. Maybe two friends have decided to move in just to cut on the costs. Maybe you're in the university, or you're handling a certain project, and that makes you live together with your friend, with your brother, with your sister, with your bestie. Okay, of course, the same gender. And you find that many people are quarreling, whether verbally or not, but there is that kind of push and pull because people don't seem to know how to live with each other under the same roof for obvious reasons. So this video is for some of them of those, and I will highlight a few tips that you should observe when you are not living alone. When you're not living in your own house, there are things that you should observe. As long as you're living with other people, there are things that you should observe. Tag that roommate, tag that person that you're living with, especially if I highlight something that you have always wanted to tell them, but you didn't just know how to do it. Number one, maintain cleanliness. Cleanliness can be universal, but dirt and filth are not. There is an extent to which everyone can agree to the fact that we love cleanliness. But that and filth is not a universal concept. People don't like it simply because you want it. In fact, that shows you that you have a problem somewhere. Make sure you bathe every day. Uko kwa nyumba ya mtu, you're sharing the same house, and then you decide to go 3 days without bathing or showering simply because you've been busy or you're fasting. Do that in your house if you have to. And that's still. But then if you're living with someone, cohabiting, co-living, co-sharing a house, make sure that you maintain a sense of cleanliness around that person. That shows a level of respect. That shows decency. It's basic decorum. Okay? Take a bath every day if you can. In fact, yeah, every day if you can. Every day if you can. Not if you can. Take a shower. Clean up every day. Let that person not feel as if they're in a prison, in a cage, and they can't tell you because it's a sensitive matter, a sensitive topic. Make sure you're clean. Even the clothes that you put on. Don't leave the house, then come back later in the evening, and you're so tired, you throw your socks on that corner and throw whatever on that other corner, and then one shoe is outside and the other shoe is inside. Your things are not organized. That just shows how irresponsible you are. But then more than irresponsibility, you should at least coordinate yourself. Now that you're not living alone, you have another person in the house. All right. So just maintain basic decency. Take your clothes, fold them, put them in one corner, take your shoes, wipe them. If not instantly, at least coordinate them somewhere on the corner and make sure that the other person is experiencing peace. All right. That is number one. Number two, there should be a sense of reasonability, sensibility, and responsibility, especially when it comes to finances. And this normally applies when it comes to things like food, things like home shopping, house shopping. You're thinking of what to eat tonight, and the finances are not that much. So you're trying to cut on different costs so that the money you have can take you for a long period of time. But then you become so insensitive, or now your roommate becomes so insensitive. So when you want to just have a decent meal, that will roughly cost you 400, for example. The other person says, no, this is the day that I want to eat chicken from this place, maybe KFC or Chicken Inn or all those other joints, and I want it with this big mango juice from Pick and Peel. All right, and then I also want some fries from this place and this place, and then I'm also craving ice cream, and then I'm also, especially if you're living together, then chances are excellent that you are also bringing in your finances together. So it's not like you're living together, but then someone is going to buy their own things, and then someone is also cooking. So you're waiting on them to finish with the gas so that you come in and cook again. No, most times you find that you collate your finances together, then you channel them through wisdom to the best places that you'd want to use them in. So this is something that you should observe: a level of responsibility, reasonability, all right, sensitivity, especially during this time of the festivities. There are many things that you'd want to do that is not consistent with your pockets currently. It is okay, it is wisdom to make sure that you use your finances wisely so that you don't make the other person feel like a burden. At the same time, you've been living together for some time now, and then you have some cash and your roommate doesn't have the exact cash, all right? It is also wisdom to not make them feel as if you don't have, but I have, so me, I'll go use my money. I mean, out of love, out of genuine honor for each other. It is okay to live according to the means that you both have at a time. That will enhance a level of friendliness, a level of genuineness in your bond, all right? And it will keep the house together. Number three, there's this category of people who simply because you have a Bluetooth speaker or you have a phone with the loudest speaker, so you go around the house, assuming you are listening to a sermon, ukiwa bafu unafua ama ukiwa kitchen unapika, and then the people are resting at the restroom. When you join them, it is common courtesy for you to not invade their space with this loud thing that you're listening to. You either have to really reduce the volume or put on your earphones. This is the time to invest in earphones, earpods, headphones. You just can't go and assume that everyone wants to listen to your sermon. Probably someone is reading a book. You can't just assume that everyone wants to worship because you're worshiping at that point. You just can't assume that everyone wants to join that live stream because that's your time to listen to your favorite preacher or your favorite podcast, right? The person might be doing something that requires utmost calmness and peace. So at that point, you have to check the atmosphere. You have to check the environment. You have to read the room. If the person doesn't want you to do this, then you cannot do it. That's not the time to put your to flex with how loud your phone is. No, read the room. Most times you will have to put on your earphones. Enjoy your sermons, enjoy your YouTube podcasts, enjoy the reels you're watching, but you just can't be scrolling on TikTok and laughing like a fool, yet the room that you entered into was so peaceful and calm. You have to read the room. And the last one for the day, how you use your phone. How you use your phone. There are times when you're just the two of you in the house, or three or four, depending on how many of you live in that same house. But then one of you is called, either by your friends or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and you're just there laughing and you're just there scattering yourself, rolling on the floor. Some calls need to be answered when you're outside the house. All right? All these things of, hey, how are you doing? How have you been? Long time. You decided not to call me again. All those things are not necessary. Unless it's a very neutral conversation that can be held mbele ya watu with at most decorum, then that's okay. But then, more than that, you need to excuse yourself. You need to go to the bedroom. You need to go upstairs. You need to go outside. You need to take a walk as you have that phone call. All right. There's a reason why it only entered into your phone. All these other people have their phones, but there's a reason why you're the only one who picked it. It was meant to be for you. So make sure that you observe the right phone call decorum that it deserves. Live in peace, give your roommates peace, and enjoy life. Happy 2026.